of the very future, that person who is thinking ahead, will be that kind of an accountant who knows that moving forward, data will be the king. Even today, data is the king. That organization that is private to lots of data, analyzing this data, making decisions on the basis of this data, such an organization is able to remain around for the longest time ever, and it shall always be what year? Profitable. So then we as accountants, we cannot be well grounded on these historical things. This one I can assure you for free. This thing of data entry, coming up in this case here with financial reports, all those things will be taken away by machines. It will be AI doing. Currently, we have got very strong AI systems which will be able to show you, which will be able to, even for example, you just give it a bank statement. So long as in this case, you are that kind of a company, whenever you are doing your withdrawals, you are always, ladies and gentlemen, putting up like very good narrations. So once in this case here, you put up this bank statement into that system, then automatically you will be able to get, very good summary. That particular AI will be able to give you a trial balance. All right. Even if it will have errors, they'll be very, very few. And now those errors, you can easily correct them if you enter this now TB into a good ERP system. All right. So the accountant of the future, ladies and gentlemen, will be that. Even before I go to the accountant, ladies and gentlemen, like there are days in this case here, you wake up, like now ourselves, we don't have that advantage of age. You guys who are in your 20s, wherever, even if you don't have a job, all right, you have what we call age advantage. Age advantage. You get somebody like, for example, these politicians, they are rich, yes, but they have now hit their 60s, 70s, 80s. So we say in this case here that they don't have, in this case here, age advantage. You guys have an age advantage. And now because of that, I would want to tell you a few things that you need to do so that in the next 1, 3, 5 years, you'll be somebody big somewhere in this great country or even globally. Now, listen, we are talking about data, and this is what I would want to premise my mentorship speech on. Now, if you look at this is something that research that was done by ACCA. They looked at what we call the 5 career zones of opportunity for accountants. That the accountant will be able to do very well in the near future after COVID-19. After COVID-19, we will be able to run what we call a sustainable organization, because you must be able to run a sustainable organization for you to be able now to be well entrenched in this industry of ours as a senior accountant, senior manager, or even as a CFO. There are some of us in this case here, when we get into a business, the business dies. Of course, at times in this case here, at times the directors of these businesses don't give us blessings to advise them. At times in this case, it is their own mistake. But there are other situations I know of my friends who, when they join an organization as a CFO, that organization, even if it was struggling, automatically it goes up, it gets alive again. It's because these people have been able to know what the future accountant is required of. The future accountant will be able to run companies for a very long time, companies in this case here that will be able to withstand any effects. For example, like COVID-19, there are companies during COVID-19 which made profits, which were very, very innovative. Like RCM, to be very honest, our biggest profits in this case here came with COVID. Because we went online straight away. If you look at companies like Safaricom, because of innovation over COVID, they increased their revenues. Breweries, there are so many companies that over these particular bad periods, when other like 90% of businesses are even closed down fully, you will still get them being up and running. That is what we are calling sustainable organizations. Then this accountant will need these key areas. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We call them the 5 career zones. To me, I would want to look at them as even as strengths. of this great accountant. So for you to be a great accountant, what do you need? Number one, you must be an assurance advocate. You know there is a difference between assurance and auditing, eh? Yeah, assurance, ladies and gentlemen, you're giving some level of comfort. For example, myself, whenever I see someone like Martin Odur taking over chairmanship of an organization, I'm assured that this organization's share price will go up. Yeah, because of the kind of work that guy does. He's selfless. He's selfless. He knows how to run board of directors. He's not that type of a person who will get into a board and then they always think about what, yeah, just eating. Martin Odori, if you have ever heard of his commitment to his work, even his meetings, you can't come like 5 minutes late. Whereas we know that there are very many organizations, like even government organizations, where simply people, a 3-hour meeting, people will come for the very, say, last 10 minutes or 20 minutes, simply to come and sign, and then they get what allowances. They're not looking at what contributions are we making to this organization for this organization to be able to really improve in their operations, improve in their profitability. So please, I'll be teaching Excel, but you'll give me just like 10 minutes. I talk about this mentorship, only 10 minutes. So we must be assurance advocates. We must be gatekeepers. We must be people, in this case here, of integrity. When we get into companies, people should be able to know, ladies and gentlemen, that for sure, this company will go up, That is why you'll get like some of us every day. If I show you my LinkedIn here, we are being headhunted. People know, for example, that if Dr. Aura was to join this organization, I mean, chances are we will do very well, perhaps because I'm a marketer. But the most important thing is commitment to work. Commitment to work. Like I'm so sure during Labor Day, this 1st of May, I mean, even university lecturers, etc., many lecturers right now, they are, not doing what I'm doing here today. This is the kind of a commitment which I'm selling to you today. It doesn't matter the day. When you feel like you want to work, right now, working has really been simplified. You're working from home, you're working from wherever, even from the hotels. Yeah, just a small meeting like this, and then you'll be able to build others. That way, you'll be able to assure customers, you'll be able to assure shareholders that this company for sure is a big company. Ladies and gentlemen, that's number one. You must be an assurance advocate if you want to succeed. If you are going to be a petty thief, or instead of being a chief accountant, you become a thief accountant, trust you me, in the next 3-4 years, these thefts will not be there. These Gen Zs are bringing a revolution, I can tell you. These Gen Zs are not going to have us enjoy what we've been looting outside here. Don't be a looter. Cut, in this case here, your cloth, or rather your coat, according to the size of your cloth. Start learning how to live within your salaries for you to be assurance advocates when you go to these companies and ensure that you are a watchdog. You are a watchdog. A watchdog should be able to protect things, right? Not a bloodhound. A bloodhound will just go and eat everything, and then it comes back to this hunter with blood oozing from the mouth and telling this hunter, the other stakeholders, that this meat was very, very sweet. Don't be that type of a bad dog that is eating what doesn't belong to them. Be a watchdog. Watch over resources, your own resources, and of course, in this case, resources of other people. You know, if you don't know how to watch over your resources, if you're that kind of a person who is getting, for example, a salary of say 200,000, right? And then you go doing what somebody was telling me the day that they go to a club Friday evening, and then they do, there is a name we used, yeah, a luta continua. So they do that continuation up to Sunday, very late in the evening. You know, once you start, in this case here, squandering up your resources, ladies and gentlemen, you will end up stealing other people's water resources. You must do management of your own resources, management of your family, management of the company's resources very, very well. Great. So then you must be an assurance advocate, assurance over everything. People should be able to know, even your own family, that you have a good daddy. That the moment, in this case here, this man is there, even your daughter, even your son, even your wife, everybody in the family, they know that they are assured of a good life, a good life. I'm not here to preach. No, I just want to show you like what you need to become a good accountant who will be highly sought after in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, you must be a business transformer. You must be a business transformer. You must be a data navigator. I would want you to go and do more research on this. You must be able to play around with the numbers here. All right. You must be a digital playmaker. So don't be doing things, in this case, in the old way of doing things. If it is teaching like myself, in this case, I said no to these traditional physical classes. I went, in this case here, online. So we must be digital people. If, for example, you're working for a private company and you're writing all your transactions down one by one, then you're wrong. You're not a person, in this case here, who loves a digitalization. All right. You must be a digital playmaker. Where we are headed towards, ladies and gentlemen, even these things of, for example, like having a pen and a paper, those things are going to disappear. And therefore, you'll be required to really understand automation. How do you make use of AI? All right. Right now with AI, you can go and speak to an AI, and this AI is able to give you notes. All right. So you must be those kind of people who love technology, who love technology. I don't expect, ladies and gentlemen, a digital playmaker to be running to physical classes to study. One of the ways of becoming a digital playmaker as an accountant, ladies and gentlemen, is to do what here is to start studying online. Yeah, you study online. Because when you study online, you normally see like Mwalimu saying, please share your screen. And you'll get like 10% of the students, they are already able to know how to share their screen because they've now mastered this concept of teleconferencing. Teleconferencing is the way to go forward. This thing of going for physical meetings is also coming to an end. And then you'll get like 90% of the students always asking, which is good. They're asking you, how can I share my screen? We're supposed to be way beyond that by now. You are not late. Please love systems, love ERPs, love, in this case here, SAP, love these digital systems, love in this case here, automation. Anything to do with automations, you shall always do what here, you shall always love. As an accountant, ladies and gentlemen, now we cannot, in this case here, for example, accounting, there is so much. Yeah, the other day I went to somebody's office. This somebody is still using the sticky notes. They're still sticking yellow things on there. No. I should be able to use Microsoft Office 365 to do a very good calendar. Yeah, a calendar even for a whole year. When somebody comes to my office, he gives me an appointment, I simply go and diarize it. All right? Those are the digital playmakers I'm talking about. But if you're still walking around with some diaries, like, no. When you get, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, some money, I mean, if you're a digital playmaker, don't see things like iPads as toys, as a wasteful spending. Those are things that you need. You need to start buying those things, those gadgets here and there. You must be a digital playmaker, Ladies and gentlemen, we have what we call a sustainability trailblazer. Remember, sustainability, we are looking at what we call the 3 Ps. 3 Ps. Ladies and gentlemen, any company which will be sustainable in the future must always watch over the 3 Ps. Number one, we must be profitable as a RCM. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, we must be able to motivate our people. The second P is people. Our lecturers must be happy. All right. Number three, we must be cognizant of the fact that the planet, the third P is planet. Planet for what here? These environmental things. These environmental things, they can really mess you up. Could be noise pollution. Yeah. You are, in this case here, for example, I mean, polluting, in this case here, to the environment, one of the fine days you'll be blacklisted. So anytime we are talking about sustainability, ladies and gentlemen, don't tell me that as a CFO, you don't know how to manage people. You must be able to know the current systems of managing people. You shall have, in this case here, what we call a thick skin. A thick skin as a human being. There are times, in this case here, people will even start bad-mouthing you. People will start, in this case here, for example, I mean, talking badly about you, even when you are hearing. All right. So you must know the modern management systems of working with people. For example, we have what we call umbwa. Umbwa is management by walking around. Don't be that kind of a boss, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah, great. Don't be that kind of a boss who is simply sitting on some comfy red chair and then you are just swinging around as everyone else is working for you. Those are things that have already now come to an end. We must get used to walking around, even working ourselves. Being a boss doesn't mean that you don't work. Being a boss doesn't mean that you delegate 100%. You must get to feel what the other employees are feeling. Yeah, things are changing. Things are changing. So managing people, very, very important. All right. Yeah, it's called in this case here leadership and management. Yeah, you need this. You know, there are people, ladies and gentlemen, who are generally troublesome. There are people in this case here, like a whole month can't pass before they get to simply scratch each other very, very badly. No, if I realize that we are really having our ways colliding, I would rather in this case here keep off a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So there are things you need to know if you really are going to be ahead of your years as accountants. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we really following? Are we following? Are we following? Yeah. Are we following? Are we following? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are those principles I'll be teaching you like DAD, UC, USSR. Oh, I see. Very good here. Like DAD, UC, USSR. Management, very good. Like you must be a very disciplined employee. You must be very disciplined when you are doing your business. You can't, you're running business like RCM college, you give somebody an appointment, 10 a.m. appointment, you come at 12. Don't think that that person will ever forgive you. All right. Remember the first impressions. So you must be very disciplined. All right. You must, in this case here, for example, we have a spirit de corps. I'll be able to explain those things to you today. It's not about that. Today it's about data analytics. Today it's all about data analytics. Today is all about Excel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that I would want to share with you before I go to my Excel. Before I go to my Excel, these things have been really very well explained. I wish we had enough time to talk about them, but we can handle them also in another lesson. They've been very, very well explained here. Like, for example, a great accountant should be intelligent. And remember, it's not just the normal intelligence in terms of, for example, computing numbers. For example, intelligence of how to handle people, emotional intelligence. We must be very, very creative. We must always seek for experience. We must be very visionary. We must be digital playmakers. We must be technical and ethical. And then now remember, we have what we call learning evolution. That now proper learning is going online. Proper learning is going online. Don't study in anybody's physical classroom. No. Proper learning is going online because there is a lot that you learn when you are doing, in this case here, online studies. All right. Then we have career adaptation, that you can't, in this case here, rely on just, ladies and gentlemen, CPA. After CPA, I expect to see you guys, in this case here, adapting yourselves towards AI. All my students in this case here should be able to go, for example, for your master's, you can do a master's in data analytics, a master's in artificial intelligence. I expect my students in this case here in the near future being able to do robots that shall be able to scan through various PDFs, having financial statements, and then those robots here should be able to compute ratios, they should be able to advise, they should be able to do final reports. I expect, ladies and gentlemen, my students, after they have done, so I can see today Риgathi Gachagua has joined my class. No, I know this gentleman. He's not Риgathi Gachagua. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. All right. All right. We shall overcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, great. So we shall in this case here be doing great things. You see, for example, like I run an auditing firm by the name of Aura & Co. Now, when we do this audit, in most cases, especially whenever internal control systems are working, What do? We do small sampling. Yeah, we've been doing small sampling for long. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, with AI, I expect a student who really does this AI very well. You should be able to come up with systems where auditing firms, including the very biggest, now they should be able to test the whole population. Because you see, with the AI, it will be able to scan through like all invoices within a minute. Yeah. So even if a firm has got strong internal control systems or even no internal control systems, we shall be able to test now the entire population. That is why I really don't love those students who tell me, Mwalimu, I'm doing MBA in accounting. Not unless it is this, like Dubai universities, Dubai universities, which each MBA you are doing right now, even Australia, so each MBA you are doing right now has got a big element of what here AI. But these other things here that which other accounting do you think will you do outside there, which is bigger than the accounting that you have done in the CPA? Do you think we'll be able to study like more accounting, like more IFRSs at MBA level? We must change. We must change, ladies and gentlemen. I expect students in this case here to go, for example, to KCA. Look for this thing that I saw the other day. They have started it. Yeah, MBA in data analytics. Even University of Nairobi has this thing on data analytics. Yeah, even if it means, for example, doing some bridging, you do some bridging over IT courses a little bit here and there. Like, for example, they will need you to do like this course called Python. Yeah, some programming, like, and then you adapt your career to something that is AI. AI. Don't think, ladies and gentlemen, that moving forward it will be usual. No, that one I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. I know AI will not replace accountants, but any accountant who is good with AI will replace so many accountants. If you're good with, if you're, of course, number one, you must be an accountant. And then you are good with what here, with the AI. I can see what mine is saying there. Yeah, very good. So if you're an accountant who is good with AI, you'll be able to do a lot of work, which in this case here will be very advantageous to you. And it's not accounting only. I was trying to tell you of a story here. When, for example, you're becoming older, even younger people, all right? And then, for example, you get some ache somewhere here, all right? Another ache somewhere here. Nowadays, what do? We go to like even ChatGPT or the Google doctor. You tell the Google doctor, I've got this symptom, I've got this symptom. Surprisingly, I don't know whether this thing happens to you. For my case, even for my own children, I've noticed this and this and this. Give me advice. Whatever that thing tells you will be very correct. When you take, in this case here, this key to Aga Khan here, whatever diagnosis you will have, it will be really similar to what this AI is telling you. Honestly speaking, even some of these doctors, after they have gotten your results, they also put the results in AI for advice. Is there anybody who has been able to, ladies and gentlemen, encounter that? Yeah, thank you, Clinton. Yeah. Is there somebody who has ever been able to see that even these doctors are using AI now? Yes. Yes, you'll be surprised. Yes. Yes. So it's not just accountants being replaced. This thing is a revolution. Is a revolution. And the earlier we get it, the better. The earlier we get it, the better. The earlier we get it, the better. Yeah, I'm telling you, even right now, like I have a very good doctor friend of mine at Aga Khan, some young Indian lady. She confesses to me that this AI, nowadays, customers go to them there having known a lot of things. AI is in all sectors. Yes, yes, especially for the young mothers who have got very young kids. Nowadays, you have very young kids like that. You simply just test there and tell this AI, just give it as much information as possible. But of course, don't use that information and go to the pharmacy direct. We are saying in this case here, you can just rely on that for more information. But what I know, ladies and gentlemen, with the AI, you can even get better advice at times than what we get in this case here from. Yeah, I actually used ChatGPT to predict the April exam, and some questions came in the exam. Okay, great. Now you see, now you're telling students here something nice here. So next time they'll be able to use it. Okay, great, great, great. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very, very importantly, as I wind out of this, So we have here technical and ethical. Don't be a chief thief. Yeah. Chief accountant, thief accountant, no. We must be creative, emotionally intelligent. We must always look for experience. Always look for experience. Like I love those students who have been able to volunteer. Although our office is not that big, you'll get students who volunteer and they're able even to come to our offices at Aura and Core, at Westlands, Havens Court, and they even tell me, Mwalimu, even if it's Sunday, I simply want to understand how this audit is done from A to Z. From A to Z. Although we have smaller offices, but I think we shall be able to, even make those spaces bigger and bigger as we go on. Right now, we have 2 offices, one here at Corner House, another one at Westlands. But the kind of growth rate that we're experiencing, we expect a situation where, ladies and gentlemen, very soon we shall also be able to grow and accommodate so many students who are willing here to volunteer just to get experience. You can't be in an industry for like 10 years without getting the requisite experience. Yeah. So we spoke about learning evolution, career adaptation, and then we have here what we call skills, what here? Transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's session. So today, I would want us to look at great things. So I want us to open our RCM Excel file. RCM Excel file. And of course, I would also want to welcome all of you to join us. Yeah, at the cost here, we should be able, of course, if you look at even the clientele we are getting all our clientele from our students. Our students are able to call me, like one called me yesterday, Mwalimu, just give me your email address. I send something to you, you do an expression of interest. Yeah, so our students are able to give us these jobs. Like right now, we are representing one of these parastatals at the tax tribunal here, KRA issue. Yeah, and this has been given to us by what here? By our students. So you guys, the more you grow, and that is why I want you to grow. I don't want Ochugunu's kind of students here in this case here. No, no, no. My students have to become big professionally. As you grow, we grow as well. Yeah, when you become CFOs, then automatically you shall be able to also grow as an audit firm. All right. Yeah, amen, yes. So then I would want us straight, ladies and gentlemen, to come here and look at this one here. VLOOKUP and some ifs. Please open this one called the VLOOKUP and some ifs. And I'm going to spend just 10 minutes of your time and I will be over. 10 minutes of your time and I will be over. Have you guys been able to open this file? And have you been able to go to this particular, worksheet? Worksheet pretty fast. I'll only take 10 minutes because I want you to be people who love technology, people who love Excel, people who love Power BI, people who love Power Query. And then most importantly, we have what we call Python for accountants. As you get into AI, those are the things. You can't tell me that you'll become very good in AI. You'll become very good in AI and you're not good in these basics here. All right. So have they been able to open this, ladies and gentlemen? Let me just check here. Yes, kindly share the file. It means I have to shut down mine, but I can do that because I don't want to leave anybody behind. All of us in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we have to work together. This ninja called Amos has been very consistent in all my classes. This ninja called Amos, I think he is very good. He is very good. He has been very consistent in all my classes. Previous videos. So Jenny, if you're able to share that information with me on my personal number, after this, I'll be able to set you up. 0721 620 183 is my personal number. All right. So then now I think we are okay. I've been able to share it. I don't know whether you have seen it, this great lady. Only 10 minutes. 10 minutes, we shall be over. 10 minutes, we shall be over. So then come here, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, great. So great. So then please look for, just navigate around here. Now you are a data navigator until you get, in this case here, what we call VLOOKUP and some ifs. I'd already done this for you. I would want you to delete this entire column and the region. And the region. How do you delete this entire column and the region? How do you delete this entire column and the region? There is a ninja who is trying to call my phone. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. That's very good. Very good. So I want you to delete this entire. If you look at this thing is huge. It is going up to 10,000 rows. This thing is very huge. It's going up to 10,000 rows. So then if you want to delete like the whole column, it's very easy. You shall use, in this case here, Shift, Control, Shift, Control, and the down arrow, to highlight everything, to highlight the entire column, to highlight the entire column like that, to highlight the entire column. So you come here, look at the first west where I'm there, then I'll press Control Shift, and then there are those arrows, we call them navigation arrows. So you press the down arrow, and then now you delete. You can see backspace, but delete, use delete. Is there somebody who has been able to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Is there somebody who has been able to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody who has been able to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, Shift, Control, and down arrow to highlight everything, and then automatically you delete. Don't use backspace, you delete. How I wish I had so many. It's only 10 minutes, don't go away. It's only 10 minutes, yeah. So then I would want us now, so you see the assignment is here. Your boss asks you for a regional sales report. So in this case here, you can see we have Christy Olson, but you don't know his region. Yeah. So of course they have given you the sales rep region table, but you'd want to pick these regions and put them besides each salesman, given the sales value report here. So then this is vertical. And if it's vertical, I will use what we learned today in the morning, what we call the VLOOKUP. So I will come and say equals vertical. So VLOOKUP like this. Yeah. So, and what am I looking up for? I'm looking up for this salesman called Christy Olson. And Christy Olson, you can see, doesn't happen. He doesn't have, rather, he's not on an external column. So I don't have to look like B. I'll just choose him the way he is here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I come and say comma. From there, they are asking me about the table array. So table array, ladies and gentlemen, I have to come and select this entire table where we have salesmen versus their regions. So this entire table will come and click on top here. I say Control Shift. I want to highlight automatically. So Control Shift. First of all, I press the right arrow. I release that. And then I say down arrow. And then if you remember very well, the moment you have been able to highlight the whole table array, you must always fully fix it. Who remembers the concept of fully fixing? What should I press? Anybody who is able to remind Mwalimu, what should I press? What should I press? What should I press? What should I press? Yeah, Control. No. It's function F4. Function F4 like that to introduce the dollars there. Then remember, I'm following this. After table array, I need to come and say comma. When I say comma, column index, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in the table that I've been able to highlight, sales rep is column number 1. The region which I want now here is column number 2. You simply say column 2, and then you say comma. And then remember ourselves, we don't work with any range. This range lookup should always be 0, or we are talking of exact match or false to it. Or you simply write 0 there, or you come and click this exact match like that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you close like that. And then you come here and enter. When you enter, you are able to see straight away that Christy Olson comes from the west. So then what I need to do is to come here and this love handle, if you remember the concept of the love handle, please in this case, this love handle, come and put here the autofill, and then you double click. When you double click like that, you can see now for every salesman, if I say control down arrow, for every salesman, you know the region they are operating in. You know the region you're operating in. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I would want in this case here to repeat, but before I repeat, I would want to see whether there is any student who has been able to do it, Is there any student who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Before I repeat, somebody should be able to share their screen and even show us. Somebody should be able to share their screen and show us from the beginning to the end. John Ragira, Martin, they have done it. I can see Julia sharing his screen. Thank you so much. So are you able to rub that west we start? Are you able to rub that west we start? Thank you. All right. So then put the cursor there. Oh, Dean has displaced you. Let's work with Martin then. Let's work with Martin. So Martin, please rub everything there. And then now get there. So of course we must start with equals. This is Excel. Equals. Okay, so are they able to follow what this gentleman has done? Let me get someone else sharing their screen. Thank you so much, Martin. You've done it so well. Thank you so much, Martin. You've done it so well. Let's get somebody else, in this case, here sharing their screen. What if blank there? Okay. How do we identify the blank rows? Very good. So now we have, in this case here, Julius equals, it's vertical lookup, VLOOKUP. You haven't yet said VLOOKUP. No. VLOOKUP. Yeah. So you pick B4, great, comma, table array, control, shift, side arrow, east arrow, down arrow. Yeah. All right. Now from there, comma. So they're asking you for the column, which is 2, comma. And then now we have, yes, close brackets. And then you hit that thing. So Zipporah will be looking at your case actually in my tomorrow's class, those empty things. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether now all of us have been able to do that. Have we been able to do that? Zipporah will be addressing that. Kindly lead me. So Faith Nguru, are you able to share your screen? The best way if you're not able to do is to share your screen. That is the secret I'll tell you. Share your screen, we do it together. Share your screen, we do it together. Share your screen, we do it together. Thank you, Faith. Great. Yeah. So VLOOKUP. So maybe you could start again. The raw data, is there somebody who can share the raw data with Andy? Somebody please share the raw data with Andy. I will really be happy if you VLOOKUP. Faith and Guru really tries. Then lookup value, we have Christy, comma. Yeah. And then now table array, go to this second table there that has got sales rep, that one. I want you to highlight the whole of it from sales rep up. You can even include the title, yes. and then you press Control Shift down, the two of them, Control Shift, and then down arrow. Yeah, and then you lock it fully, isn't it? I hope you remember how to lock this fully. I hope you remember how to lock fully, function F4. Or you want to do it manually, you can also put a dollar there, Shift 4. If you want to do it manually, yeah, and then go to it. There must be $4. So before three, yeah, put a dollar there, Shift 4, and then you go before H, and after H, a dollar. And then now you put a comma. Yeah, thanks, Agnes. Put a comma. So you want column index. Column index, what do you do there, Faith? Guru. It's column number 2 because we have the first one, and then you press, don't move it. Yeah, you see sales rep is 1, and then region is 2. You want region. Yeah, region is 2, so you press 2. Yeah, comma, and then 0, right? Or false, right? Yeah, close brackets. But sasa, Faith, wewe sasa wewe ni msichana wangu mdogo. Close bracket. And then you enter. And then now you look for that love handle. Go back to West. The love handle, you hit it, you double click like that. Great. Now, Faith, wewe ni msichana wangu mdogo, I don't understand why you would want to put those dollars manually. Those dollars, Faith, I don't know what I'll do. Why should you place them manually? Why? Now, ladies and gentlemen, have we been able to understand now, all of us? The only thing I haven't seen you, yeah, you're writing something, yeah? How to do it, or something. Okay, great. How to put them is a problem. Great. Okay, I'll be able to show you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing I haven't seen my students doing, when you are a digital playmaker, when you love, in this case, this data analytical things, whenever you discover something new, I expect you to dance a little bit. There are emojis there that, I mean, you must know how to dance as an accountant. You see, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. Listen to me very well. If I want to use this F4, you see there is F4 for full referencing. For full referencing. For full dollarization, referencing. Yeah, F4. Some computers, you have to press FN and then F4 at the same time. Yeah. So assuming you have some number here, for example, 23, and then you want to refer to this number. So you come and say equals 23. And then now, if you would want to do a full reference for this, as this thing is still there, it's live, you simply press function F4. And then you'll be able to see the $2 coming. We shall overcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please, having discovered this, let me escape and then I go back home, control up arrow. I would want us to come and rub these things here. Rub them in this second table, rub them. So you see we have got 4 regions, East, Midwest, South, and West. Now you get your boss telling you, hey, I want you to summarize and give us East, sales for East alone, sales for Midwest, and the sales for, you see, he wants you to give them the total, but this total is conditional. We call it a conditional total, conditional to East, a conditional total. So I'm going to use, which function do you think shall I use to be able to get this conditional sum? Which function in Excel do you think shall I use to be able to get this conditional sum? Which function? I'm finishing. I promise you 10 minutes. Actually, if it were not for these repetitions, which are very good, I would have finished. Yes, I'm going to use some ifs. Some ifs. So you come and say equals, you say some ifs. I can see it is here, the second one, like that. Then you come here to the sum range. What do you want to sum? This sales column. you highlight the whole of it from up here. Highlight the whole of it from up there. And then remember, it must be fully locked. So function F4, it must be fully locked. And then you come and say comma. You can see the criteria range. It is the east. I want the criteria itself is east, but you see range is a whole column. So where east is found is here. East, already here. The one that I've been able to get. So go to column E, highlight the whole of it, fix it, F4. And then I say comma. From there, I have the criteria itself, which is east. And of course, from east, I'll be going down. Yeah, I'll be going to Midwest. So I cannot lock this number. Don't lock it. Let it be a variable. Let it be flexible. Then I should be able to come and say Control Enter. And then I should be able to come and use the love handle like that to get all the other sales. And then I should be able to come and get the total here for the whole farm. How do I get the total? Alt equals Enter. I have this total. So can I kindly get, I know I've gone with the speed, but I'll be able to tone down. Is there any student by sheer luck who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done, who can share their screen by just sheer luck? Before I repeat, by just sheer luck, do we have anybody who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? By just sheer luck. Wycliffe Ochieng Owino, very, very good. WOO, very good. So please delete that column, delete it, and I'm so happy. Delete that column. Up to the total, even the total, delete it. Delete it. And then now we want to get the sum, but sum if. Sum which is conditional. So sum ifs. Sum range. You want that total of the sales. Yeah. Always lock the sum range. Lock fully. Lock fully. Comma. And then we have range 1. Remember, it is east. Yeah, so the east range. Fully lock it. Comma. And then east. And then east. East. Don't lock east because east is a variable. Thank you so much. Enter. Enter. Yeah, great. And then you can put the total for us down there. Put the total down there for us. Put the total down there for us. Never use sum. Never use sum. When you are my student, Wycliffe, never use sum. We shall use, in this case here, alt equals. Alt equals. Alt equals. But you've done a very, very good job. You've done a very, very good job. Great. So then I have my friend Martin here today. I should also be able to give Martin a present. If you could start again, Martin, if you don't mind. If you could start, if you don't mind. Yeah, equals. It is sum ifs. Sum range. It is the total sales. Highlight the whole column. Fix it. Yeah, Maggie, it's being recorded. Yes, it's being recorded. Yeah, comma. Criteria range. Remember, it's east, but the range, the column, the region here. Fix it. No, I only did advanced Excel. John, I did advanced Excel, and that video is there. That video is there. Yeah, what is the use of $sign Fatma Alid? I have explained that, Fatma. We need like a whole session to tell you why that dollar is important. Fatima, you're coming in a bit late, but I would want you to become my student. Yeah, that dollar, without putting that dollar, you'll not be able to get anything. Especially, this is a bit simple, but you see, you'll be moving. All right, thank you so much, my friend Martin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. If you do it again this way, you are not a very pretty good student. No. A good student will always tell you that anything that is conditional, come here. click inside, click inside. Anything that is conditional, you can always pivot it. Pivoting is better. Pivoting is better. So come and click here, and then you say you are inserting a pivot table. As we say, ladies and gentlemen, these don't even read, just say a new worksheet. Yeah, and then you come and say sales, drag it down. And then you come and say the regions. I hope you're able to remember this figure, 905 something. Then you come here, look for the regions, put this under the rows. Great. I'm through with this. Without cramming those things of like dollarization, whatever, anything that they want me to. Excel is very, very good. If I was to marry today, can't marry a lady who does not know Excel. It is that serious, you can imagine. Excel is everything. To me, I know Excel. Even right now, I would not be doing what I'm doing. I would not be even among the owners of RCM if I never knew this. This is what has been able to actually give birth to this RCM. It is the one that gives me a competitive advantage. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, this is beautiful. Great. So before I repeat, do we have any student who has been able to pivot this? Do we have any student who has been able to pivot this? Yeah. All right. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Yeah, Philemon, it's personal, but you see now what shall we be discussing? Yeah, like with my wife, we do a lot of data analytics. So if she doesn't know, what shall we be discussing? So if it's, for example, number of students this coming semester, we've been able to predict. We've been able to do scenario analysis. It's very, very good. 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 All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒔𝒕, great. You need to give me an appointment to come to Omonyoro. No. This is wrong. This is wrong because there is a blank. You see, there is a blank here. There is a blank. Do you know why we have that blank? I know. It's because your original table, you had gotten that total under sales. Yeah, Techno, you need to call me. I'll be able to advise you. Yeah, if you just go down to your sales, just go down to the entire table. No. Under column D. Ungechukua tu namba moja, useme, just click any number there, click any number, and then you say control down arrow. Just click any number, click first. Where did it pick? Okay, then click, okay, I want us to fix this together. Click any number inside there. Yeah, then say in this case, insert. Yeah, pivot. Yeah, new, yes. And then I'll take the sales down. The sales to the value. Yes. Yeah, you can now see it's correct. And then now we have the region to the rows. Yeah, great. So Techno, I'll be able to give you my number here, personal number, get in touch. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I'll be able to add anything more to what we have done today. I don't think we shall be able to add anything more. Have you gotten value from today's session? Have you gotten value from today's session? And I hope, especially the students who are in my paid class, I hope you have seen the progress you have made. We started by just taking like simple multiplications. Look at now where we are. All right? Look at where we are. From within no time, ladies and gentlemen, you'll get yourself doing great things with this Excel. Great things with this Excel. Yeah, great things with this Excel. And remember, you only paid so far only 3. We have done only 3 lessons only. You'll be able to catch up very well because you have got videos. You've got videos. You shall be able to catch up very well. And after all, this Excel now will be a permanent exercise at RCM. We shall not be like taking our Excel just like within one, no. How do you dollarize automatically? How much do you charge? We charge 3,500. If you're a student of RCM, you pay 1,750. Students of RCM, they get a 50% discount. 50% discount. Outsiders, they pay everything. So the best students who have known how to do this, you pay for some papers. You pay for some papers in RCM, CPA, or CFFE, and then you enjoy these short courses, discounts. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Faith, we can talk about that now tomorrow. I think I've had enough. Honestly speaking, I'm now done. Totally. Totally. But anybody who would want to join RCM, please don't hesitate. RCM is the best college in there. Is in the East African region, yes. Yeah. So you can join us for CPA, ACCA, ATD, CAMS, CFFE, all those courses, we have them. If you want help financing, the Higher Education Loans Board financing, we are also registered for those loans. Our students are able to qualify for them. So please give us a call and we shall be able to assist you. Our number is 0793 555 000. We have so many numbers, 0793 555 000. Otherwise, thank you so much. Faith is still raising her hand up. I don't know why. Yeah, Faith, if you allow me, because I'm tired, honestly, we shall be able to do that tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deng. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Refresher course, if you did with us, then you will be able to get 17, this at 1750. Power BI as well, separately paid for. Thank you. Bye. You promised me something. Reach out to me on my number. Reach out to me on my number. Otherwise, thank you so much. Say hi to your families. Bye.